All right, everybody, welcome back to another On Cycle Reacts. Calm down, calm down. We're finally going to do Bluecoats.
We're finally going to do Bluecoats, okay?
We
had to wait until we had a good recording of it.
We get it. You want us to do it. We're doing it.
Yeah.
We're here. Yeah. We're excited just as much as you are.
Yes.
So, yeah.
This is one of my favorite shows so far this year. It's got a lot of my favorite moments in it. And it's the Bluecoats, so everyone loves them.
Yeah, everybody loves it. Yeah. And really, it's going to be them or it's going to be Boston.
Yeah, right? This is almost certainly them or Boston are going to be gold this year.
Yeah. If you're watching this episode right now, this is mid-season, right after San Antonio.
Yep.
This is the San Antonio cut. So this is where their show is currently. We wanted to watch it mid-season, and then we'll probably take a look at it at finals after we're all said and done and the victor comes out, and we'll decide what we see here now at this point. So I'm excited to really take a good look at it in its full form, because I haven't looked at it since the opening night. And then I saw clips of just the ending.
Yeah, I think I saw...
Of the actual ending.
Yes, I saw it at a show like last week at some point.
Okay, so we both maybe seen like 1.5 to 1 times we've seen the show.
Yes.
So yeah, it's this show currently in second place, right behind Boston. Is,
right behind them. Yeah, pretty tight race at the top.
It's a masterful view of sound balancing on the field, and unbelievably difficult for a performer to do.
Oh, super difficult. Maybe the most demanding show, especially from a brass perspective.
Yeah, I think so.
It's super great. I love it because it's a science show.
Yeah, that makes
right?
sense.
So it's fun. It's like show about like quantum mechanics and how that ideologically translates to audio and movement on the field.
Yeah,
sign me up.
Yeah, right. Sounds great. So without further ado,
let's see what the Coats have to offer.
Performing their 2025 program, The Observer Effect, Drum Corps International is proud to present the Bluecoats.
What should I call it? Those were off the tongue.
the responsibility, the listening responsibility to
oh my
whole
God.
opener is just disgusting.
Crazy.
And I'll say this right now, like, so in my limited drumming experience, because I did play drums in high school, so we're talking 25 years ago, a quarter century ago. What they're doing at the beginning is ridiculous. The off up 16th beat, like Chugga does at the beginning, that's insanely difficult to do in time and to make it sound consistent throughout all of that. So for all of my drum fans out there, that's my shout out to you guys, because the amount of mental energy that has to go into being so reliant on the drum major to follow exactly what you're seeing and not what you're hearing around you is unbelievable, right? It is so hard. And then the trumpets through all that section too, and all the other stuff that they're trading eighth notes and all these weird 16th note rhythms back and forth. It's unbelievable. I've said it all season is that I think, in my opinion as a performer, this has to be the most difficult performed show I think I've seen in a very long time, if ever.
It's up there. It's especially demanding comparatively to shows in like the post-COVID season. I think the Tens had a lot of shows that were unbelievably demanding from a performer perspective, and from a marching and playing perspective. We're looking at brass.
Oh yeah, no. I don't mean from
in recent years though. I mean,
from a physical perspective, not so much yet. I just mean from an auditory perspective.
From all, and that's kind of what Bluecoats has been pushing the past few years. Is like hard listening environments, large spreads. Difficulty that's not just from running and playing lots of notes, although they are still doing all of that this year.
Yes, exactly.
Playing, I think, a deeper and at least a more complex from a note standpoint brass book than last year.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? Lots of weird, cool trading off stuff, and they are schmoovin' at the end there. I think Coates is easily the best marching corps. In terms of marching technique, consistently.
I don't know. I'd put Boston up there too right now.
Boston's up there.
They're really good because they're moving this year too.
Yeah,
so,
they are.
But that's why they're first and second
right
now.
Yeah,
because they're just doing great stuff right now. So all right, let's keep going.
Through the drum line on that. They call me a madman. Kinetic Noise sequel show. I think it's in 7. It's complex. It's hard to find the rhythm yet. So that's such a groove.
You know what's funny is that the one thing, I don't think you know this, maybe you don't, but you know that the opening section in that whole like French, that's 40 trumpets.
Oh really?
Yeah,
for the trade-off section? That makes sense.
They're all on trumpet. So this year could be the year to break or
that
bust
could be
the theory,
to break
right?
the 40 trumpet theory. My rock solid up until now theory on victory. If they pull it out at the end of the season,
I'm gonna have
clout.
I'm gonna have to nothing but believe you that you know from now on is that and Rob, for those you don't know, Robbie's theory is that any show that has a 40 trumpet feature wins every year.
Yeah, right.
So
Devils won when they did it in 14, 17, and 19.
Yep. And
Bluecoats won with it last year.
Right.
And now they're doing it again.
Yeah. Maybe they heard you last year and were like, if
knows
he's
what he's
right,
talking about.
maybe we just have to do it, you know?
Yeah.
Chris is listening right now. I know he is, Chris. If you're listening, tell us if that's what actually happened, Chris. Right.
Yeah.
One of our good long-time listeners who I know is going to watch the show.
Yes.
So
I do love, that's one of my favorite brass moments and features this year. It's got such a cool groove.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's like long, but it keeps evolving throughout the whole thing.
Yeah. I think it builds really, really well.
Yeah.
And
integrates
everybody into it. So it's cool.
Right. And is a nice homage. I mean, that whole closing section with like the hitting a big blob and then like ripple back feels straight out of Kinetic Noise.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you wanted the Kinetic Noise 2 show, so
I do. It's here. I've got it.
This is the 10-year anniversary, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it makes sense.
That's why they did it.
Right.
Sometimes, just in the slightest, with the color guard and brass pieces that goes in the light, it does get a little muddied and hard to sort of see the field when they get more integrated into the brass.
I don't know if I've said this before, but I really do think that the Bluecoats have the best audio sound balancing in drum corps.
Yeah.
I mean, they just, whoever their audio techs are over there who are doing the balancing, every part of the show is done correctly. There's not a single section of the show that I go, you could boost up the trombone solo. You could, maybe those trumpets screw a little bit too loud, or, you know, you're miking the on the field stuff too much. Like it's all just balanced perfectly.
I mean, they're Bluecoats are most certainly at the forefront of audio technology and balancing in drum corps.
Yeah.
They're, as a result, they're definitely at the forefront of causing some of the shifts that you and I get old man yells at cloud about, but they are doing it very well.
But so here's the thing, that's what I want, right? If I'm cool with transition, I'm cool with moving forward, like the activity should do that, right? to some extent, right?
Sometimes I can be mad about it.
But you have to do it in a way that feels still very authentic to the activity. And that's when I say I think that they balance soloists and the horn line and what they're capturing and what they're producing, really what they're trying to emphasize on the field. They do it so well that I don't realize that there's this over amplification of something going on, right? Like we watch any of the other shows with like voiceovers, because voiceovers drive me bonkers, right? It's such a stark change to what is happening on the field. It's like big brass chord, drum feature. I am a thing that comes out of the clouds, like, and it's just there's this
classic show.
Yeah, it's a huge. It turns me off to.
It can be a tonal shift, and it can be like
to the atmosphere of what's going on.
Yeah,
right. And I think this entire whole section here is just a masterclass in how to do that properly. Still make it feel like drum corps. That's not this overproduced thing that everybody that's on that old man shakes the clouds get angry about. It's just a really, really, really well produced, portion of the show, and it's just great.
Yeah,
it's just great. I love it.
Yeah, two things.
I love when you shake your hand.
Yeah. Do my thinking. One, I think that trombone soloist at the top. I think I said this when we watched the preview show, the initial early season show together. I was like, that guy has one of the best tones of any trombone soloist. It's not the most like smooth and open and clear, but I think it's not what the song calls for.
Yeah, correct.
Right?
Yeah, it's not supposed to be.
He plays that trombone like it's a trombone.
Right.
He's singing through it pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Like it's super, super melodic, super expressive.
Yes.
Playing on that trombone.
I agree.
Really, really good for a pretty long, extended solo feature leading into the ballad. I think he does a really good job setting the tone.
Yeah, and I think all the other trombones that come in afterwards really balance out the trombone feel. Like if you're going to use a trombone in drum corps, because we all know no trombone, like that whole thing.
Yeah.
If you're going to use them like trombones. Like I can't stand when corps come out and try to make trombones sound like baritones. What's the freaking point? Right?
They're a completely different instrument.
Yeah, I want to hear if you're going to use them. I want to hear glisses and slides.
Yeah,
and like
you want to hear
stuff.
a little bit of a different tone. Trombones, they're not built like Barrys or Youths.
Right. Yeah.
They don't have that conical.
Yeah, they're not conical board. Right. They're straight.
Yeah.
Board.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
So they've got that sort of almost more like a mellophone, but in a lower range. That's sort of like wider spread, like easier to kind of like blat a little bit sound.
Yeah.
But it gives it a different sort of timbre, right? And like, why would you not take advantage of that? Right. It doesn't sound worse. It just sounds different.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's in my opinion, that's the only reason to use them. Is to have a different feel and sound on the field than what you can produce with a baritone. That's it. So
I do think the ballad is not bad by any stretch. I like it, but it does in like the big jam out section. It loses me a little bit.
I get you.
I think it's just like our good friends Jack and Lydia are sometimes certified Bluecoats haters, and they're like, they talk about how Bluecoats, all they'll do is just like go into a plie and then shake their hips.
Right.
And I'm kind of like, that's a gross oversimplification of what they do.
You're right.
In the ballad, it does feel like they're doing.
That's
I'm like,
what they're doing.
Okay, yeah, stand here and jam out for a little bit and do some hip gyrations and then go to the next spot and jam out for a little bit.
All I'm saying is that they just took the Bluecoats model or the Blue Devils model and just made it their own, because that's all that they.
Blue Devils were doing other stuff.
No,
they had different signature moves.
No, they don't. They're fine.
What are you talking about?
Let's move on. Let's keep going. I'm excited to watch it play.
Yes. I think they're. The few courses here that actually has like two movements after their ballad. On the back edge. That's one of my favorite movements in
so
drum corps
good.
this year.
It's so much fun.
It's such a cool. It's got this like momentum to it the whole time.
Yeah.
And this power, and I don't think there's quite anything like it on the field this year.
I agree with that. There's just a jamming feel for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like a very jam bandy kind of like.
But it's also, they spend a minute and a half building up to it.
Yeah.
And like being like, oh, not quite, not quite. Wonderful use of silence throughout.
Yes.
Awesome, like just big low brass note and then like nothing, just sort of like a fading off from it.
Right.
That makes it really have this like this impactful feel. To it.
I will say from a design standpoint, like tubas are all the way in the back of the field, right? And they had that big romp, and you can tell it's probably one of the tubas mic'd, I think, and then pumped through the audio to kind of give it that big sound. And then they come and they circle up around the box there on the right hand side, and it's kind of like you can still feel like the audio is it's not quite all tuba. It's a lot of synth in there to kind of help it. But then they, again, from a design standpoint, I say this all the time, they brought the tubas right up front, let them give them their feature, and then during that big hit, they're all in an arc right around the pit and just pumping into the microphones that are in the pit.
Yeah.
And you can really hear how amazing their tuba line sounds and really what they're doing up there, and it's just good staging.
Yeah,
You know? And they don't have to
it's very good
duck.
staging the whole time.
They don't have to duck, or they're not in the way for all you drill designers out there. I'm like, tubas can't be up front. They're just in the way. They're not in the way. They look awesome.
Yeah,
Right? And it looks
great.
cool. Everybody wants to see the Volkswagens up front, giving them like
it
just
rules.
a big, beefy,
Especially
meaty
when you have a
sound.
nice like low brass featuring
Yeah.
movement like that.
Right. You know,
I also love I love the very top of the show, of this movement, how well they incorporate the high brass sprinting backfield in the snake form, and incorporate the small changes and shifts in their drill and their facing and things like that to match what the tubas are doing.
Yes.
Super effective.
Yeah, very effective. I like that. That feels to me very much like it's becoming a Bluecoats signature move, that snake, because it's all the way back from like
16,
17.
17, definitely.
Yeah,
yes.
because they're coming down off the ramp and they're doing that through.
Yes, I think in 16 they did some of that too, especially like between the big.
Yeah, a little
ramps.
bit, but it wasn't as
17 they definitely
very specific where you can tell that they're weaving. They did it last year in the opener, right? It was like Raiders are coming off the box, so they just do that cool, and it's so clean.
Yeah,
and so it's a follow the leader, but it's not. So,
it's a complex one.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a very difficult move to clean.
Normally in band and most drum corps, a follow the leader is going to be like a single curve, like maybe a curve inward, but like a snaking back and forth one, like that's just everyone just has to know their exact dots the entire time. There's you're not even really following the leader,
right?
You're
And the snake is moving too. It's not just a follow the leader. It's follow the leader
and then
floating.
it shifts as you're still like it's really cool.
It's
really
very, very
complex
difficult.
stuff.
Yeah. So and they're hauling ass through the whole thing too.
Oh my god, yeah, and sprinting and like close intervals too, like that crazy 3-line like backwards pass through in a curve that they did with those tight intervals. Super cool, very challenging.
Very challenging. So, all right, let's go.
Yeah, let's finish it up. I mean, this is most of the stuff that I haven't seen that much of. I think this sounds like the Sun Lux piece that they had in the show. Made them killing around. This is how you write an original piece of music from a well-known composer for your closer. Still just hauling. sick closer. I think that's the first time I got a really good look at that one.
I'll say two things to start. One, they're going 192 plus the entire time for like the last two plus minutes of the show. That's hard.
Yeah,
right.
Pretty much they're marching in halftime, even when the music is like calm.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty wild. They're hauling ass out there. So that's number one. Number
and
two.
They do the cool thing where they go all the way back corner of the field and spend the whole closer just moving forward, basically, giving this really nice like push sense.
Yeah, they have a nice way of featuring the guard up front and giving them a moment.
Yes, that was cool.
And making
guard front field during like the last big hit, basically.
Super cool, right? And then they transition and leave the guard in the back to do what
guard,
the guard
like,
does.
pass-throughs.
Yeah, it's super cool. So the second thing I'll say, I love it's I'll call it like a 90s, early 2000s throwback where you hear this like ping, 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 ping in the bells that kind of tell you it's time to go. You know, like if you watch any closers in like the late 90s and early 2000s, cadets were very classic at it. You know, where they're just like bing, 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 bing. While the horn line is getting ready, they're like sprinting someplace
it's like,
to take
here
off.
It comes.
Yeah, it's like you're like, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for. You know, like it feels very much like that. So whoever wrote that, if that's what you were thinking, good on you, because your feeling came across to me like that. It really is. It's a classic drum corps. We're getting ready to start blowing down the house and we're bringing it home. Like, let's go. You know, it almost is, it was used even before back in the day as the reference of, guys, by the way, we went from 165 to 186 to 190.
Like, here's the new tempo.
Yeah, here's the new tempo. Exactly. It's like, and you're like, oh, here it comes. So I love that. As soon as I heard it, I was like, I got really like emotionally excited to see what's about ready to happen. So I think it's great.
It's a good way to play on audience expectations, right? And to sort of to signal to the audience what's coming.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I want. Like, I'm the audience. I want to know, or I want to have a feeling of
right. You want your
happening.
anticipations to be factored in as a part of the design.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Yeah.
I think this is my first time being able to get a clear look or listen to like the weird vocoder stuff.
Yeah,
they're doing at the top.
This is very interesting. I didn't know if it was a bad recording.
No, because I knew they had incorporated some weird like vocoder stuff, and they have this specific system. They've explained it before, but like it's meant to mimic like, you know, something quantum and like cascading effects and things like that.
Interesting. Okay.
But it's like specifically it's like triggered by certain things, and so you can like I think especially if we ever, you know, if we're lucky enough to hear it live, especially like at finals, we'll be able to hear what it's actually sort of getting at more.
Okay, I got
or if we manage to get like a good like stereo recording of it, that might help.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that like it's I feel like it might be tricky to judge from a recording what it's actually supposed to sound like.
At
least maybe until finals when they have a better idea of what the recording
setup
will be.
And here's the thing, like, I mean, you saw it last year. I mean, we were at finals last year. It's the second time I was at finals, but like really got to sit down front and like really hear. Like there's nothing, you can't experience real drum corps unless you do it live. I think there's something that's lost in recording, no matter how well the audio recording is. You know, and not just from an emotional, just from a listening standpoint. You know, like obviously it's more emotional hearing it live because you're sharing it with people and
seeing kinetic noise in Allentown in 2015 was a completely different experience than listening to it, even the many times that I've listened to it after the fact.
Yeah, I said that about Mandarin's 20. When was Centerman? Is that 23? 23. I saw them in Allentown. It was a whole different show to me. I was like, oh, I'm like, now I get the hype. Because at the early, I was like, how was this show in 7th, 6th place? I'm like, this is no way. This show's terrible.
Right,
and then I saw it live and I was like, whoa. Okay.
Sometimes
cool.
the thing that gets lost in translation is an actual audio effect, like it is probably maybe with this show a little bit and with kinetic noise. Sometimes it's a performer energy effect. You can just feel more in person when you go and see them.
Yeah, I can't wait for Bluecoats because I don't know this for sure yet, but when they come into town for Allentown, they practice 5 feet from here.
Oh yeah,
they practice at the high school right down the street for 2 days. So and it's open to the public.
I have to come by and maybe you'll do a little on cycle on the scene.
On cycle on the scene. Ooh, that'd be cool. That'd be fun. Capture some.
Don't hold us to that. But it's an idea.
Well, now you have it in my head. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that's there you go. We finally took a look at the Bluecoats show.
Finally to Bluecoats, so you can get off our asses about it.
It's a good show. I wouldn't be surprised if it jumps up when it gets a little cleaner and wins.
It's really going to be hard. I feel like it's really going to be impossible to say until finals night.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, because I think them and Boston only see each other 2 more times before semis.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't think that they don't see each other at East and one of them is not. I don't remember which one it is. One of them is not going to.
Delaware or Glassboro or
No, the Allentown or no, Atlanta. Excuse me.
Oh,
one of them's not going to
Atlanta,
Atlanta. I think Bluecoats aren't going to Atlanta. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. But one of them is not at the regional there. So the next time they're going to see each other, I think is like it's. I think it's one more time before
and then
finals
prelims.
and then prelims.
Finals.
Yeah,
weekend.
and then prelims. So it's going to be interesting to see who how it grows and what it goes into. So
yeah, very excited. I think I'm still rooting for Boston to win just because I want a new core to win. But Bluecoats getting the first repeat victory that's not from Blue Devils in God knows how long, since basically the Cavaliers probably in the 2000s.
I think that's true. Yeah.
That would also be really cool, and it's a really cool show that totally deserves it.
I would be happy with either of those two shows winning this year.
I'm happy. I'm just very happy that they're both solidly in first and second place.
Yeah. Yep. Me too.
Right. I love, and I'm sure both of them. Not that they wouldn't be, but both of them are working their asses off. I'm sure because they're all right, let's beat the other guys.
Yeah, I'm sure they're both sprinting. Boston for their first one, and Bluecoats was there last year. That wants to
trying to
get
knocked off the podium.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, they're not going to get knocked off.
There's like knocked off the centerpiece on the podium.
Yeah, that gold medal spot.
Yeah.
So
the highest spot.
Yeah. So all right. Well, let us as always let us know what you think in the comments, and let us know what's going. If you're still listening at this point, and
we have a lot to say about the show.
Yeah.
Giving the people what they want.
Right. The rambling that we like to do.
Yeah.
So
in-depth look.
Yeah. Comment, share, do all the things you want to do. Send it to your friends.
Share your opinions.
Yep. And make sure, remember again, everything that you watch on our show, on our channel, goes towards our scholarship for next year.
Yep.
So if you're still watching this point, thank you very much. You've helped raise probably 10 cents.
Yeah.
To you alone have probably raised 10 cents. So
maybe a tenth of a cent.
Maybe a tenth of a cent. I don't know. Whatever it is. You're helping us save. So share it around so we can make more money.
Yep. And check out our Patreon, right?
Oh, yeah,
if you want to more directly help the channel, and more importantly, that scholarship fund that we are starting to finally build up this year to help more people do this activity that we love.
Yep, absolutely. So we'll have final counts on the scholarship. Well, not final counts, but we'll have some updates as the show goes on here in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, cool.
All right, excellent. Well, it's been a joy. Until that next time, off cycle.